You are now watching Raptor Nation Podcast, a fan-made pod that covers news on your Toronto Raptors and the community.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Raptor Nation Pod. I'm your host, Mel, and I'm here with my co-host, Marcus.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Since we have no Raptors in the playoffs this year, we thought we'd just go over our playoff predictions for the East and the West.
Absolutely. We're going to start it out in the East. Mel, what series are we going to be talking about first?
All right, let's go with the Sixers versus Wizards. All right, you wanna say your pick first?
All right, I'll take it away. So, Sixers Wizards, I'm taking Philly in 6. And I'm going to say 6 games because I don't trust Ben Simmons. I think he's a very average basketball player at best. And I think Washington, Russell Westbrook, real deal, Bradley Beal are going to be able to steal 2 games. Because look, they almost won today on a bad call. Russ did not step out of bounds today. So realistically, Washington could be up right now. But I think they're going to be able to steal 2 games, probably 1 in Philly, 1 in Washington. But Sixers in 6.
I was thinking the same thing, that they'd win either a game or 2. But I have Sixers in 5, actually. I think the Wizards, they're a much smaller team, and I think the Sixers defense, I think they'll just play well enough to win in 5.
You got a lot more faith in Ben Simmons than I do, that's for sure.
I don't know. I just feel like that's what's going to happen.
He's awful.
I don't like him, but it's okay. I don't know. All right, so moving on. Knicks versus Hawks. This is going to be an interesting series.
My favorite series of the first round.
Me too. I think this is my favorite too.
If you're following me on Twitter, you know I'm not a Trae Young fan at all, but I'm going to be very unbiased here. I'm saying Knicks in 7. Yep, Knicks in 7. You saw the energy. The energy in the Garden. You saw what was going on. Trae Young's twerking on the opponents, trying to get fouls. That's not going to be enough because the Knicks with Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett played well. Alec Burke had game of his career tonight. We're recording this on Sunday right after the Knicks game. So Alec Burke had the game of his life. And if they can get even half of that, half a better game than Randle had, because Randle didn't play very well in game 1. But if he can have a solid game, Knicks in 7 easily. That New York crowd is unmatched, except for Toronto.
Yeah.
But
sadly, we're not in it this year. But yeah, that was so fun to watch. I only got to watch like the end of the 4th, but I thought the Knicks were gonna win that. The ending of that game just pissed me off.
They just threw it away. Look. Mm-hmm. R.J. Barrett played very well, though. I think we should, focus on him throughout the series because he's a Canadian, he's a hooper, and hopefully a future Raptor.
Hopefully, yeah. So I have Knicks in 7. I think it's going to be a really close series. These 2 teams who struggled past years. Like you said, I think the Knicks just have this energy and they have this hunger that, not to say that the Hawks aren't like good enough or anything.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But
in the spirit of being unbiased, I do want to give props to Bogdanovic. Yeah. He played well. Lou Williams played well, who I also don't care for as a player. But it's okay. We're talking about the series here. I feel like those guys played well. They got lucky on a game winner tonight, but missed assignment. It wasn't lucky. I mean, he hit the shot, but it was a missed assignment on defense by New York. So they got to clean that up. And
okay, Knicks
we'll see.
7.
But yeah, Knicks in 7. We both agree on that one. Knicks in 7.
Good. All right, so moving on, we got the Bucks versus the Heat.
Another good one.
Yeah.
I'll take this one off. I'll take this one off because I'm surrounded by Heat fans down here in Florida. Help me. It's very tough to be down here with them. Yeah, I'll be out soon, but these Heat fans are getting way overconfident. They're talking about a Heat sweep. Heat in 5.
I've been hearing that too.
No way.
They're crazy.
They're losing their mind. Jimmy Butler's a fantastic player. Bam's solid. Tyler Hero needs to focus on being a basketball player, not a celebrity, in my opinion. But,
oh my God.
But I got Bucks in 5 because I know it was a close game in game 1, but I don't think Milwaukee's, this is probably the best they've been in the past 4 years when they've been kind of contending. I feel like they're not going to fall to Miami. They're not going to fold like they have the past few years. But maybe I'm putting too much faith in them, but that's my pick. Bucks in 5.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to give Miami benefit of the doubt and say that they'll win 2 games. So I have Bucks in 6. One reason, two players that helped the Heat last year, Jay Crowder and Kelly Olynyk, they're no longer with the team. I think if the Heat want to win this, that obviously you need Jimmy and Bam to play well, but you also need other players to contribute. But yeah, like you said, overall, I think Bucks will win.
Absolutely. And for the Miami, like, none of their other guys are showing up. It's a two-man show.
That's what they need.
Tyler Hero's three is not falling. Duncan Robinson's playing average at best. He's not a good defender. Tyler Hero's not a good defender. It's just, they need more. They need more than just those two guys.
Exactly. All right, so moving on to the Nets versus the Celtics. I think this one, I think everyone kind of agrees that the Nets are going to win this one. And
Sweep. I got the brooms out.
I got
the brooms out.
I couldn't pick between 4 or 5, but I put 5, but that's
Don't give Boston credit. This is the Raptors Nation podcast. We do not.
I know.
We're not having it. The Boston has gotten so lucky these past few years.
You're right.
They are not winning a single game. They got close, but they're not winning a single game. No Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, that's
Marcus Smart. His luck has to run out because this man is the luckiest basketball player I've ever seen in my life. And it's just it's time for it to end. Nets in 4. They have a packed house at Barclays.
I don't want the Celtics to win a game, but
I don't want them to win a single game. I know some people like Jason Tatum, but I can't have it as long as he's in green. As long as he's in green, I can't root for him.
Exactly. I don't understand how some people just they love Boston players. Like if they're playing for the Celtics, I just don't like them.
It's gross. It's gross. But Barclays Center's packed. It's a madhouse, just like the Garden. It's a madhouse over in New York. So I think that crowd is going to be behind the Nets, and they're sweeping the Celtics. I got the broom out.
I really hope they sweep them. But yeah, so that's it for the Eastern Conference. Now moving on to the West, we got Jazz versus Grizzlies. What do you think for this game?
This one, I love my Grizzlies. I love J.A. Morant, Ja Morant. I like Jaren Jackson Jr. Of course, we love JV here at the Raptor Nation podcast. But I am going to take Jazz in 5 simply because Donovan Mitchell's not playing game 1. I think the Grizzlies are going to play game 1. It's currently 36-38 right now. And I think the Grizzlies are going to take this first game. And then hopefully Donovan Mitchell comes back. I'm a big fan of his. Hopefully he comes back and just puts the Grizzlies away, which will probably happen. But yeah, I got Jazz in 5. How about you, Mel?
Like you said, we love JV over here. I feel like the Grizzlies this season, they've been underrated, especially with JV in the way
for sure
he's been playing, and he's a lot better than a lot of bigs in the league, and he doesn't get the praise that he deserves.
For sure.
Especially with the impact he has on this team. Ja Morant, he's very special. I feel like he's built for these moments, and I think he's going to make the series interesting. And I don't know if I'm crazy. I say that they'll win 2 games. I still got
That's not crazy at all. You have Ja Morant, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson's a solid player. Bane is a solid rookie for them. And, of course, you got JV in the middle. He can match up with Gobert pretty well. Yeah. That's not crazy at all.
So they had a good run with, the plans and everything. So I hope it translates into this series because I like this team and I want them to win 2 games. But, yeah, I got Jazz in 6.
Going into the next series, it's going to be Clippers, Mavericks. With the Mavericks, you got Luka Doncic, one of my favorite players in the league. I know Raptors Twitter loves him. Whole Raptors Nation loves him. Hopefully he's a future Raptor. And the Clippers, the wannabe 2019 Raptors, they have Kawhi, Serge. They're trying to steal Lowry. I don't like the Clippers at all, but I'm gonna say Clippers in 6 just because they are. Mavericks already won game 1. He'll take that one. They'll probably take another one in Dallas. But in the end, Kawhi, we saw it with our own eyes. He's not someone you want to mess with. I don't know if Pandemic P is going to get it together, but I don't think they're going to need him because they have a lot of defense, a lot of solid players in that rotation. They're shooting crazy from 3 with Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, a lot of solid shooters on that team, and I think that's going to put them over the edge.
Yeah, so I also have Clippers in 6. I think the Mavs have a problem defensively, so I don't think that they'll be able to contain their offense, especially Kawhi. So I agreed with all the points you said. I got Clippers in 6 as well.
Next series, we're going to be talking about Portland, Denver, and I have an upset here. I'm going Portland in 6 games. You got Dame Dame time, fourth quarter, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Stormin Norman Powell, Yusuf Nurkic. This team is stacked, and they're beating the depleted Nuggets team. I know there's no Murray. They have Jokic, of course. He's an MVP candidate. My MVP this year, in my opinion. MPJ is okay. I'm not a fan of his, but I just think Portland has too much talent. They're not a regular season team. They're focused on the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be like do anything crazy, but I think they'll get to the second round. Portland in 6. That's what I'm going with. Damian Lillard's going to average 30 for the series too. That's another hot take.
All right, so I got Portland winning too, but I have the series going 7 games. I just feel like this is going to be a close one. I want Portland to win. You got Norm. I love Norm. I miss him so much, but I really hope they win. All right, next up we got the Suns versus Lakers.
All right.
What do you think?
I'm really looking forward to this series. I'm really looking forward to it. I have a hot take right here. A hot take on the Raptors Nation podcast right here. Devin Booker, Chris Paul III. Who else they got? DeAndre Ayton stepped up today. I'm taking Suns in 6. Right now, I'm saying it right now. Suns in 6. LeBron's luck is over. He shouldn't even made it out of the first playing game. They got bailed out by the referees, just like LeBron. LeBron's the NBA's poster boy, so they're going to help him out. But that luck's over. This goon Lakers team is done for. I had to say it. This goon Lakers team is done for, and I have Suns in 6. Easily.
All right, well,
sorry to interrupt you. That's
okay. Go ahead.
That's with Chris Paul having a bum shoulder or whatever he injured. I'm taking Suns in 6, even with the Chris Paul injured.
All right, I want to be wrong so bad. I have Lakers in 7. I think I know. I think it could go either way, but I just don't think the league will let LeBron lose. But I don't know.
Yeah, they need to have some inquiries into this officiating if it gets wild.
We need to.
If it gets wild,
I think me and Sierra should personally investigate this.
Absolutely. You look at the Knicks game. Look at the Knicks game today. That was until the end, it was very evenly officiated, and it was a fantastic game. But
I don't like the Lakers. I want to see the end of this. I
want to see LeBron out of the league.
Yes.
I want to see LeBron out of the league. He needs to retire. Retire. Go to Hollywood. Make Space Jam 3.
Yeah.
Make Space Jam 3. Or make another I Promised in LA. He has a very promising career after basketball, so I hope he can pursue that now.
Yeah. I think that's just like the Raptor bitterness in us that we're just.
Oh, no. I've been saying this for years.
No, I agree.
It was elevated during the 2016 through 2018 runs, though.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
No. LeBron, you can retire, man. You'll save us all a lot of years on our life. But I got Suns in 6. Book it right now.
I hope you're right. I really do.
Well, we will come back to this. We will come back to this.
And you will be right. I should just change mine.
Suns in 6. We'll come back to this next week, yo.
All right.
So that's gonna be it for this episode. Let us know if you agree. Let us know if you disagree. Tell us what you guys got with your predictions down in the comments. And make sure to follow us on all our social media at Raptor Nation Pod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And stay tuned for next week's episode, guys. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for listening to Raptor Nation Podcast. Don't forget to follow on all social media at Raptor Nation Pod.